Hi guys, now if you thought that the kerfuffle involving alcohol being served at a gala organized by the tourism ministry is over after tourism minister Tiong was issued with a stern warning like, by Prime Minister Anwar to ensure that the incident does not repeat again. Well, guess what? It's not over. The fat lady has not sung yet. Barely days later, Perikatan National MP Hasnizan Harun, Hulu Selangor, stood up in Parliament to demand that Malaysia Airlines stop serving alcohol on its flight, debating the 2026 supply bill. Hasnizan said, "I have seen for myself the dilemma faced by Muslim flight attendants forced to serve something that is clearly haram in Islam. Passengers too are uncomfortable." He insisted that this was not about denying anyone's right, but about respecting the sensitivities of the majority. Sounds familiar? Does this sound familiar? Well, guess what? If it sounds familiar, it is because this is the exact playbook that was run once before in 2017, when past youth raised the same issue after a drunk passenger forced a mass plane to turn back to Melbourne. As the saying goes, make hay while the sun shines. In today's lingo, that would probably translate as make content while the hype shines. For all of you who is unfamiliar about how the hype business works, well, you see, in the hype business, there are two types of people. Those at the top who can create the hype. They can create the hype on their own because they are at the top. And those who are not at the top, who must just use the hype that those at the top create, because we can't create our own hype. We can just use the hype that they created, but we have to use it to our advantage. Now, the issue of the tourism ministry serving alcohol at a gala only became viral because it involves the government or those at the top who can create hype on account of everybody's eyes is on them. When you're at the top, everybody's eyes is on you, so you can create hype. The opposition and everybody else who is not in the government, who are not at the top, on the other hand, can only make use of the hype that the government or those at the top create to our advantage. Now, some of you might wonder, does the opposition truly care about alcohol being served in a mass flight? As they say they do, as they purport that they do. After all, the opposition was in power for nearly 3 years during the reign of Muhyiddin Yassin and Ismail Sabri. The parties in PN, PAS Bersatu, they were in power when Muhyiddin Yassin and Ismail Sabri were reigning. Now, if they truly cared about alcohol being served in mass, why not act then? After all, past youth has already brought up the issue in 2017. You had power for nearly 3 years. You could have done something then. Why didn't you do something then and complain about it now? The answer to this question is that this is actually not the right way of looking at this issue at all. If you look at this issue from this point of view, the only thing that is going to happen, you're going to get frustrated, bewildered, and confused. The right way to look at this issue is not by asking whether the opposition is for or against alcohol being served in a gala or in a mass flight or anywhere. The right way of looking at it, the right way meaning that the way that will give you answers, the way that will give you understanding, the way that will give you clarity is by asking yourself, what must the opposition do in order to defeat the government and become the government, the new government? The answer to this question is actually quite straightforward, quite simple. What the opposition needs to do is that it must wrest steal what the government has, so that they can use it to put themselves in throne, so that they can become the next government. And what is it that the government has? It has the support of the people. Straightforward, clear-cut. And how can the opposition wrest the support of the people from the government? First thing it must do is get the attention of the people. And to do that, it cannot do anything on its own. It cannot do anything on its own to get the attention of the people, because it cannot generate any hype. Nobody, if you're not at the top, nobody really looks at you. You won't, whatever you do won't really get the interest of the people. It's only the people at the top that the masses, the people, the voters pay attention to, not those who want to be at the top. So instead of doing anything by itself, what the opposition needs to do is look at the type of content, the type of hype that the government or those at the top are generating, and find a way to turn the content into becoming something that will be able to gain the attention of the people, or in other words, steal or wrest the attention that the government has created or generated. Once they manage to do that, as how the opposition has succeeded to do in the tourism minister Tiong serve alcohol in a gala issue, then they will not just stop there. Instead, they will use the momentum of their success to hype up related issues like how alcohol is being served in mass flight, to further attempt to gain the attention of the people. It is only if the opposition keep doing this and succeed at doing this, the attention of the people will turn towards them, and then there is a likelihood that that attention can be converted to support. And if they have the support, when election is called, then the opposition can use the support of the people to dethrone the government and install itself as the new government. This is basically what the game is all about. Once the opposition becomes the new government, then you're thinking, then surely it will ban alcohol on mass flights, right? Again, I think you are looking at it all wrong if you believe that the aim of the government or those who aspire to be the government is to keep their word. That is not what those who play the game of power are focused on. Instead, what they are focused on is on how to win. It's all about winning, and they win by gaining the support of the people, by grabbing the attention of the people. Once they win, they might keep their word, they might not keep their word, but one thing for sure, what they will do is continue to generate the sort of hype that will gain them the attention of the people, which they can use to translate into support and ensure that they can win again and again and again and again. So even if PAS itself becomes the government someday, touch wood, touch wood, throw some pinch of salt over my shoulder. But if it comes to pass that PAS becomes the government someday, don't be so sure that PAS will ban the serving of alcohol on mass flight. Instead, what it will do is see whether banning the serving of alcohol in mass flight will gain the attention of the people in a way that can be translated into support to ensure that PAS continues to win, especially election time and time again. If the answer is yes, if banning alcohol will translate into support, then yes, PAS might ban alcohol from being served PAS might serve alcohol from being served in mass flight. If not, trust me, he will not do it. Instead, he'll just say something like, we should just allow alcohol to be served in masses flight because PAS respects the rights of non-Muslims and other people, and it does not desire to infringe on the rights of non-Muslims. That's what he'll say if he doesn't think that the move will generate its support. This is basically the game of politics. Yes, you might require a degree of principle, a degree of virtue to play the game, but this is not really a very high requirement. The high requirement, the necessary requirement is what you need to play the game of politics is have a strong desire to win and have the stomach. You must have the stomach and the heart and the backbone and the spine to do whatever you must to gain the attention and support of the people. At the end of the day, whether they come from PAS or the AP, whether they come from PKR or Bersatu or whoever, politicians are all basically just people who want to win. They're basically winners. They see themselves as winners who will do whatever it takes to win. And with that, we have come to the end of another episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you again in the next episode. Take care. Goodbye. Bye-bye.